I have a new job for my Hyundai Santa Cruz, and that being that we are going to be carrying a lot more stuff in the bed. So now we have a need to keep everything dry and secure without sacrificing space and or other mods. So the factory roll-up cover is definitely out, and the best option available is a roll-up tonneau cover, so that's what we're going to be installing. Now if you have your soft tonneau cover already installed and you have a bed extender, you're gonna run into this problem, and that is losing the ability to flip it open like this. The tonneau cover is gonna have rails that sit about right here, so obviously your bed extender is not going to be able to flip up and down. It's gonna run into those rails that the soft cover sits on. The aftermarket extender has these 45-degree brackets in which your bed extender will flip back and forth on. Some pins go in those holes, locking it in, but what we use it for is when we have a rooftop tent on, we already know that we lost the ability to go up and down with our bed extender. The nice thing about the aftermarket extender, like I said, it might be the same for OEM, but I don't know because I've never installed one, but you can install your extender and pins without messing with the soft tonneau cover. So this guy right here is the Access brand soft roll-up tonneau cover that I bought on Amazon for about 325 bucks as it sits currently. And if we look closely, it goes ahead and says, do not use a utility knife. So we're not going to do that. One part of the hardware, and we'll get into that bag later. But for this job, you are going to need a 10mm and a T30 Torx socket, as well as a cutting tool for the weather gasket. We are going to start by removing 4 per side of these T30 Torx bits. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And of course on the opposite side. We have rails sitting on the bulkhead and both sides. Your tonneau kit is going to come with these 2 rubber seals, and those are gonna go right in those 2 corners. My kit did not come with these little isopropyl alcohol pads, but we are adhering this to the plastic, so we're gonna take a little alcohol pad and try to clean up this whole area right here on both sides, because when we pull our sticky tape off, this will be sitting right there, so we need it as clean as possible. Just like so. There we go, on both sides. So we've got 6 of these large brackets, 2 of these small brackets, and if you look closely at your bolts, there are 2 sizes here as well. This one and this one. Go for your small brackets, and the rest go for those big ones. You're going to grab a lock washer, as well as a normal washer for all your bolts, and then they are going to go through small ones like that, and vice versa for the bigger ones. Your piece that has the little L foot right there is also going to get one of these little plastic feet, and that'll slide in there just like that to help protect the components of your bed. So we've got our header bar right here with the foam, and our 2 side rails with the release mechanism. And hiding in the bottom was your weather seal, which had your alcohol wipe in it. So you do get one. But we are going to take our header bar over to the truck and mount that first. You are going to want the small brackets for the header panel, and it'll be foam placed right up against the bulkhead, just like so. Look, no hands. You can see the weather stripping on the rail itself, and it's gonna sit basically like that. One thing that is important, when you're putting this bracket on, be careful you're not hitting your bed lights. Mine are aftermarket, but if you have the OEM lights, make sure you're not hitting those as well. pretty much got the rail right where we want it. We had the tailgate closed and butted right up against it. So we do have a little bit of gap between the header panel and your cross rail, and that is when we get our little rubber seal. It is going to sit with the L side, the 3M tape is going to be sitting on the header panel faced just like this. Right on the edge of where that 3M tape meets the header panel. So now we'll just slide that guy basically flush so it's touching. And then we'll go ahead and bolt it down. After that, we're going to install our tensioning mechanisms. And I forgot to tell you, sorry, you need a 13mm socket and wrench for this adjustment. And this is where the instructions get a little confusing. There is our tension mechanism, and I believe the orientation is correct. Left for driver's side, and you're going to need one of these long bolts and a washer. And you basically take your adjuster, put the logo right here so we know that this is the back side of it, serial number up there so we know that this goes against the bulkhead. But there is your little castle nut, and basically to the small end over there points to the end, and bolt that down like that, I think. Just like that. Kind of pops in and then threads into that sliding bolt. Just enough for it to catch, because I think we still slide this guy around. Okay, so we're gonna flip this guy over, but that hole is going to line up with that hole right there. And it's a little long, so it's gonna run into the sides as you go to flip it over. So you have to tuck these inside until we can get the whole thing mounted up. I've got it kinda laid out how it's gonna sit. And unfortunately, I think it's gonna block my sticker just a little bit. I should have raised that up higher. Made sure that our little clasps are pulled up. They're considered alignment tabs on the top. On the inside, let's see how far back that bolt and nut have to be before we go ahead and try to tension everything down. So here's something else complicated. Looks good up there. What they don't explicitly tell you is this guy goes below that rail, and then your flap bolts to the inside, bolts up there. Maybe I just didn't see it, but I didn't know the little slide thing needs to go between, go underneath that rail before you tighten it down. I thought it just kind of go in there, but nope, it sandwiches the rail on the top. It doesn't explicitly say that though. Okay. Now we can go ahead and tighten everything up. That guy right there, and that guy right there. Yank, pull it flat on both sides. Allows my rooftop tent bars still stay in track too. Well, there's a lot of slack in the cable, but your roll-up pieces are not going to go past this. This is as far as they go. Oh yeah, plenty of room to clip it together. And that, of course, is what I was talking about. See, it's pressed up against the bulkhead. You feel the weather-tight seal right below there. So it should be very watertight. And as far as rolling it up, that's about as far as you're gonna get it. I should be able to put my rooftop tent on here and keep the roll-up cover on. Pretty sure, actually. Before we go do some water testing, let's quick look at some of the bad stuff. We have our new bolts going in just like that. And you can see there is no more weather locking for moisture to get behind the plastic bed wall. Unlike with our standard bolts, we actually had a collar and a rubber gasket that sealed that so no rainwater could get behind there. Now that is not a big deal in itself because we have the tonneau cover. It has a bunch of weather stripping and foam down the length of it and the sides of it, and of course the top itself, so it should never get water coming in like that. But if you have the cover rolled back and it decides to rain on you, then, you know, moisture, water can get through your old bolt holes, and I'm not sure if they're stainless or not, but they might rust something fierce. Another point to show you is they give you two instruction manuals, one for the Santa Cruz, which obviously we used, and then one for the universal truck. And here's the second problem we have. I'm assuming on most trucks this is adequate enough room for this little handle to pull, and it does work, but when you go to clasp it, you have to make sure we pull up on it just a little bit to get it in the lock position. Like, it just runs into the plastic, and maybe it's just my misfortune, or maybe it's the universal design flaw. At this point, you're welcome to mess with your tensioners. It is just this little wheel right there. Turning that left and right will move the cover back and forth in the back leg, making it a lot tighter, but that tightness does come with some wear, so keep that in mind. Obviously, a car wash is pretty extreme when testing if water is going to get in the bed cover, like from normal rain or something like that. But I'm super curious to see what the bed cover can withstand. Let's go see how we did. I do notice you have to pull the tailgate pretty hard. It doesn't just open at a fingertip anymore, so the electric button probably doesn't work anymore. Hey, the GoPro survived. Okay. Well, I just had we got some water in the corners. Not waterproof. Looks like it's leaking from the corners, but maybe we could do something with the seal tape on that. This whole section is pretty dry. Maybe I could take another layer of seal tape for the back section a little bit. Or if it's getting pressed in the corners where it can't get pressed down all the way. So maybe I can tuck those in a little bit better too.